Dragon News. I'm JC Wells.
And I'm Skylar Simon.
Our stories today would be the impact of COVID on sports and school spirit.
We also have a story on what people have been doing the last 6 months in quarantine, but first we go to Ryan Grant about the new renovations.
High School is currently undergoing major renovations that will change the look of our school forever. In recent years, South Oldham Middle School and Camden Station Elementary went through major renovations. Some current South students attended these schools during that time. Today, we asked some students of what their experience was like during the renovations.
Yo, what's a good?
I remember going to school on the first day of school in like 8th grade, and we literally had like fold-out desks and fold-out chairs, and the floors had like cardboard on them still from the renovation.
I was in the middle school for the renovation. It was like really loud and annoying and like stinky.
It was very noisy.
The classrooms were really small because they had to be split with other classrooms with some fake walls.
It was loud.
South Oldham High School renovations include a new office and a guidance suite. Future plans include adding additional classrooms.
Exciting thing is our new office suites, our guidance and admin APs, they're going to be all out there in a 2-story addition. So that's temporary, but we've got that going on. And then if you go down to the gymnasium, they have a whole new foyer that goes all the way back through the back part of the auditorium.
Parking lot has obviously been affected a little bit because the construction crew is still working, so they've got materials and stuff blocking some of the parking. But other than that, the inside of the building looks fairly similar, other than we don't have those glass windows and doors in the front where you could look outside a little bit. But other than that, everything is about the same in the building right now.
So our renovations is a multi-year project that we are super excited about, and we are most excited about the students that are here and going to get to experience it and help make the building their own as each project continues down the road.
I'm Ryan Grant reporting from Dragon News.
It looks like South is going to be really different next year.
Now we go to JC Wells for how Corona has been affecting people's school spirit.
The COVID-19 outbreak has caused school activities like student sections, homecoming, and Greek games to be put on hold for the 2021 school year. We went to Mr. Ritchie to see future activities for these plans.
Senior Fun Day next week. Fall sports are continuing as normal. Winter sports, we're planning for them to do the same thing. We're hoping clubs and different extracurriculars can start meeting in the next week. But then we can maybe do a wintertime Greek games or potentially like an A-B Greek games.
We go to South Oldham teachers to see how they feel about the postponing of these activities.
So I don't know if there is a right or wrong answer. Is it really hard, when you only get an opportunity for these, once in your high school career? Absolutely. But at the same time, I think sometimes other things takes precedence over what's always been done.
Pandemic.
I'm really happy that students are able to even be back in the building. So I think with that, we've got to give a little and take a little, and hopefully this year, next year, we'll be able to get back to some sort of normal.
We go back to South Oldham students to see how they feel about the postponing of activities and what the school can do to lift our spirits.
I'm kind of sad about homecoming being postponed. I don't know, I just like to dance.
It really sucks because I'm a senior, but I hope it gets better for the underclassmen next year.
I was really looking forward to coming in wearing a toga and really just vibing, really open air, and not having to wear clothes would be great. So that was my goal.
Okay, so Greek Games was something I was looking forward to as like a freshman and everything, and I'm just really sad that we won't be able to have it this year.
Something where we don't have to learn for a whole day.
Be able to do prom. We can hold socially distanced watch parties at home.
They can do like a movie date.
Wear togas to school one day.
A replacement day for that toga would be awesome.
Have a toga day.
I would gladly wear a toga to school every day, honestly.
Mask up, South Oldham. Mask up.
With the future of South Oldham student activities unknown, we have to remember to follow the COVID safety guidelines, keep our spirits high, and hope for the best. I'm JC Wells, Dragon News.
Keep your spirits high no matter the circumstances.
Now we go to Grace and Claire with COVID's impact on school sports.
As COVID continues to cancel our favorite events, it's not stopping athletics. Fall sports start a little slow this year with limited numbers and strict contact rules. Towards the end of August, practices became almost normal and games finally began in September. Team schedules are changing constantly this season as opponents learn they've had exposure to COVID and have to cancel. We go to athletes on how this impacts their performance.
So we had one game get canceled earlier in the season, and we ended up scheduling North Oldham a day in advance. So our game plan was just completely thrown off. So it's a lot harder to prepare for teams that you just don't know who you get in the next day, and it's just week to week at this point. So
having like a short amount of times to prepare is not great because you don't always know what the other team's going to be doing.
Throughout this summer, we trained a lot, even though we weren't sure that we would get as many games. And to prepare for the postseason, we didn't get as many games as we normally did.
It's a little different this year. You're not used to having like to switch teams last second or because of Corona or anything else that's going on. But we go into it with as most positive attitude as we can, and we get the job done.
This year, fans can't pack into stadiums like normal. Student sections are pretty small. Every school has different limits on fan attendance, most of them being around 25% capacity. Players typically get 2 to 4 tickets for friends and family, and general admission tickets sell it really quick.
So the game atmospheres for football have been a lot different this year just because there's a lot less people, and it's a lot different not being with the whole team because we're in like separate locker rooms and having to separate and everything. So it's a lot harder to have more of a unit base for the team.
Game atmosphere feels like Pee Wee football, but it's with bigger people, so it's pretty fun still.
The games this year are so fun, but there needs to be more people that come and cheer because South Oldham is awesome.
Since there isn't as many people as there were last year, the games aren't as fun, but it's fun to go out and see your friends and stuff.
Whether you can make it to the game or not, you can always stream it live at home. This is Grayson Clare, Dragon News.
I'm glad South athletes get a season this year.
Now we go to Andrew Sakella to see what people have been doing over their quarantine.
The outbreak of COVID-19 has led to many people having much more time on their hands. Find out what everyone's been up to over quarantine on Dragon News. According to Golf.com, summer 2020 saw 10 million more rounds of golf played compared to just a year ago. We checked in with new golfer Dane Larson on his favorite pastime.
So since COVID, I hadn't played golf since middle school, so I finally got back into the game with my boys, and I'm definitely clearly one of the worst in the group.
Many other hobbies have seen growth as well. We asked the students and faculty of South Oldham High School what they've been doing with their free time.
I did cook a lot. I cooked most of the meals probably because my wife was in school, so probably most dinners from March to through the summer a little bit.
There was this massive lightning strike on our house. Blew holes in the roof, water poured in. And so basically my quarantine has been renovating my house.
Before quarantine started, I'd never played a real match at a golf course.
But it's a good time while we're out there.
My best score so far is a 79 on 18 holes.
I definitely see myself continuing golf.
Over quarantine, I was able to do a lot more things outside. I played a lot of tennis. I've never played tennis before. I hiked a lot, and I baked a lot of brownies.
Over quarantine, I learned how to play guitar and started working out more.
Despite quarantine, many students have found ways to make their own fun. Thank you. This has been Andrew Sakella, Dragon News.
What did you do over quarantine?
I got a personal trainer.
Well, that's it for this episode. I'm Skylar Simon.
And I'm JC Wells, Dragon News. COVID, school spirits, and the impact on sports. And
JC, look at the camera.
What you're doing what? And that's not the story. Impact on sports and schools. Spirit.
You were so close.
Impact of COVID on school sports and spirit. I said it wrong. How did I mess it up?
Right? I don't
That's
know.
right.
I don't know why I laughed.
That's right.
Spirit. Yeah.
Now we go to the impact of COVID on school sports. The one time I said the story right.
I know, sorry.